Hi, all of you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Let us. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Okay. So until everybody joins in, let me write down the plan for today's class. Okay. So what my plan is, there are some more parts in arrays, right? So in our NumPy, which I need to cover up. So the first thing is I start with indexing and slicing on arrays, right? And after this, I'll try to touch base with splitting of arrays, and after this, vector stacking, okay. And yeah, after this, I'll start with pandas grid. Okay, so because we'll try to we'll try to work on these topics, but again, actual working we'll try to do it in our pandas itself, so that we'll have an actual data sets to work upon. Okay, so then I'll start with pandas, but here we'll in theoretical part, instead of that we'll go a bit more practical session, right? So where we'll try to work upon the programs. Okay, so that is the plan. Before we start, any questions in the previous topic? Okay. Okay. So then let us go ahead and let us start our today's topic, guys. Okay. Okay. Now, indexing and slicing on arrays. Right. So I can also include applying conditions on the data. Okay. Now, indexing and slicing on arrays. Right. So I know this concept is almost similar to our core Python, but there are small changes. Okay, as well as there is this changes, so this will actually help us a lot while extracting the data, especially it is multi-dimensional data, right? So indexing and slicing is pretty simple. It is almost similar, but there are few differences. Let us try to understand them, right? Okay, so import NumPy as, let me just import NumPy, right? Okay, now I'll try to do this in two steps. Okay, one is for one dimension separately, and I'll try to do it for multi-dimension separately, right? Now, for one dimension, what you guys have studied, the same thing continues. There's no change at all, right? So let's say over here, if I have an array, right? So let's say array is equals to np dot, I'll just take a range, and I'll into the power of 2, right? Okay, now let's say for an example, if this is an array, this is nothing but our one dimension array which we are able to see, correct? So in one dimension array, both indexing and slicing is exactly same as what we have studied in our core Python, right? So let's say over here, if I want to extract for an example, let's say this value out, right? So in case of indexing, what is the positive zoom in? You want me to zoom in? Okay.
And
Okay.
what is
So,
the power of 2? Means we never got that
so
explanation.
if you remember arithmetical operations, if I'm trying
Uh-huh.
to do, right? So it will
Hmm.
be done in the complete array, right? So what I'm just taking is right now, I just took this values for all of
Hmm.
this. Let's say 1 to the power of 2, 2 to the power of 2. I'm just taking those values over here. Like how we perform addition, subtraction, multiplication directly on arrays, right? So if you remember, this is directly possible in case of arrays. Same thing, I'm just performing it on the array which I have declared. That's it.
So what will it do? It will make an array of 12 elements and power of 2 means 0, 1, then...
Same, this elements it will produce, that is
Okay,
0,
so
1, 2, 3.
consecutive numbers, it will give it square.
Yes, for all of these particular values, 3 to the power of
Okay,
2,
we'll get
4
the
to the power
square.
of 2.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Okay. Now, if this is my array, for an example, this is our one-dimension data. So both our positive as well as negative indexing remains the same. For an example, you guys help me out. What is the positive index value for this value? For if I want to extract 9, what will be the positive index value for that?
3.
0, 1, 2,
3.
and 3, right? So it is 3. I can extract it. Okay, let's say, for example, same thing. If I want to extract this value by using negative index value, what will be the negative index value for this?
-4.
-4.
-1, -2, -3, and -4. Okay, so that is ARR, and again over here -4. So positive and negative both will be supported, step one. And even the same case for slicing. For an example, you guys help me out. I need to extract the data from here until here. So what is the start value and what is the stop value for this one?
2 and 6.
2 and 6.
0, 1, 2. Start from 2 and go until 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, first question. Why are you passing the index value of 36? I don't want this as well, right?
Exclusive.
It is
Stop value is
exclusive.
It
exclusive.
is exclusive, right? So, of course, it is exclusive. The stop value is exclusive means it will stop one value before that. So, if you see, there is no difference in case of one dimension data at all. The changes will come once we are into, let's say, multi-dimension data. Okay, now let me take an array for multi-dimension data, right? Let's say over here I'll just take 36 elements, and I'll just reshape them to reshape this to 6 comma 6. Okay, now the changes will come if we are dealing with multi-dimension data. Okay, now imagine one scenario. Now let's say, for example, if we are not at all dealing with arrays, if this is a core Python list, now something like this, right? Now the question is, how will you extract, let's say, for example, indexing? This value I need to extract. How can I extract this value? In core Python, you should be able to answer this.
So nested access you have to do. Let's come back.
So that is A of what?
A of which value do you want to extract here?
I want 7.
You have
A
0,
of
0 of 1, 1 of 2.
1 of 1.
A of 1. First thing is you will get inside. This whole thing is 0. This whole list is our 1. So A of 1. First I think is I'll get inside this. Then again after this, this is 0 and this is 1. Correct. So after this we are passing another square bracket and then we are extracting the data. Correct. Okay, now the same thing if you are doing with arrays, right? Now look at this, guys. There is a change now. Okay, now the same thing if you are doing it with an array. Now, if I want to extract the same value, right? So yes, you can go ahead and you can use this syntax as well. A of 1 and again another square bracket, then 1. This is possible. But there is one more syntax which you can actually utilize. The syntax is in a single square bracket. First one is for rows, second one is for columns. Here you can provide the inputs in a single square bracket. This is not supported in our core Python syntax. Remember this point, right? Only it is supported in our NumPy as well as in Pandas as well. Okay. Now, if I want same thing, I can also go ahead and extract 1 comma 1 like this as well. If I run this code out, notice I'm able to have the same output. Okay. Now, this syntax helps us a lot. I'll show you how does it helps us a lot. Okay, now let's say for an example, now see, this becomes a little easier. Okay, let's say for example, I need to extract this value. Okay, so this is the value, 22 is the output which I'm expecting, right? Now using this particular syntax, you can now easily calculate this one. So rows, right? So that is 0, 1, 2, and 3. Correct? So rows is going to be 3, and for this columns 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? So comma 4. It will become easy for us to pinpoint the index values whenever you are extracting the data. So let's say if over here 3, comma 4. I'll run this out, you will be able to extract it. Indexing is something like this. Okay. Now the advantages comes once we are doing what? Slicing. Okay, so in slicing, okay, so slicing, let's say for an example, I need to extract, okay, let me highlight the data. So I need to extract this data. Okay, imagine this scenario. My task is to extract this particular data. How can I do it? Right. So in this case, so it becomes very simple. Look at this now. So for ARR, okay, now not just indexing in the syntax, you can also perform slicing. Okay, so in this case, rows, right? So start from what? 0, 1, and 2. Start from 2 and go until what? This is 3 and this is 4, correct? So this is 4. So start from 2 and go until 4 for rows. Achha, now coming to the columns. Start from what and stop until what? You guys help me out. For columns. Start from 1
1 to 5.
and
1 to
go
5.
until 5, right? So
5.
go until 5. Let's say I'll just write it down over here as well. That is 2 to 4, and over here that is 1 to 5. Run this code out. So this is the output which I wanted, correct? So I am able to extract this particular data, right? So this is the data which I wanted. Notice I'm able to extract the data very easily. Okay, now
1 second. Can you please explain 2 to 4? How did that work?
this is 0, 0th row. So remember this. Before comma for rows, after comma for columns. Okay. Now 0, 1, and 2. Start from, basically I wanted to extract this data, right? So start from 2,
2,
and what is the index value for this over here, this row? That is
4.
4, right? So that is right, 2 to 4. Okay.
4. Okay.
Okay, now not just this. Okay, now look at this one. Now you can even include steps as well. You can also include steps as well. Okay, now how? Let's say over here. Okay, I'll take one example. Okay, I want to extract this complete row. Okay, so or else not complete row. I'll just take, let's say, from here to here. This is one row. This is the output which I want. After this, I want this particular output over here. Okay. Now you guys tell me row wise syntax, right? So in rows, start from what, go until what, and what will be the step size for this? This is 0, this is 1, this is 2.
1:4.
1
1
column.
1,
column 4.
2, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so 1 to 4. But there is one more thing, no? Step as
1.
Step as no.
2.
Am I taking,
2.
let's
2.
say,
2.
step
2.
as
Okay.
2. You are taking alternate rows over there, right? From there. Okay. Now this is for rows. Now for coming to the columns, start from what and go until what for columns?
1:4. No step.
1 comma
1,
1 comma 5.
5.
1 comma 5, and there will be
5.
no step
No
over there, right?
step.
So now ARR of 1 comma 4 comma 2 comma 1 to 5, right? Run this code out. This is the data which I wanted. I'm easily able to extract it. Notice now the syntax is pretty simple over here. Okay, now you guys try it out. Now help me to extract. Okay, give me the code in the chat box, right? So I want you guys to help me to extract this one, and this one. Okay, I have highlighted the data. This is the data, or this is the output which I want. Give me the code that will help me to get this output. ARR. Try it out, guys. Everyone try it out. Try it out because the syntax, the same syntax continues in Pandas. Here it is pretty simple. Okay, so if you are strong over here, right? So in Pandas it becomes very easy. That's the reason. Just let us try to spend some time over here. Okay. For rows, of course, it is start from 0, 1, okay, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so start from 1 and go until 5. Awesome. Is there any step for the rows? Do I need to provide any step for the rows? 2, 3, 4, like this?
No.
No, not required. Now coming to the columns. So start from 0, 1. Start from 1 and go until 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Either you can provide 6 or can I leave it blank as well? No, -1 means basically what? So until here itself you'll have the data, right?
Okay.
So can I leave this blank or shall I provide 6 as well? Both will work, correct? Okay, so your wish, guys. If you're providing 6, awesome. If you're not providing 6, that is also awesome. Okay. Now coming to the step value, what will be the step? I'll provide the step as 2 over there. So the highlighted values I'm able to extract it. Clear? Okay.
The step is okay. It will be 2, right? 1. We have to
Yes.
leave 1.
From here, I'm just taking, instead of, let's say, start from here and go until end, which is what I'm trying to tell in the start and stop value. I'm taking, instead of taking all, let's say, step as 1, I'm just telling my Python that, hey, take the step as 2. So two columns at a time, like this. Okay.
Okay.
Now, let's say over here. Okay. Now, let's say, help me to, now you guys again try it out.
One
Help me
second.
to
Can you
extract.
please give the syntax how you created this array?
Okay. Where is it? Here somewhere. I'm pasting it in the chat box. Okay. Now, help me to extract, let's say, this data. Okay, very simple. Help me to extract this data, guys. Zero, 1, 2, 2,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry.
Exactly. Right. So, if anyhow it is until the end, na, yes, stop value, providing the stop value also will fetch you the data, but try to leave that blank, guys. Try to develop this habit, because who knows, let's say over here right now for testing purpose you have this data, but later on once the data goes to production you have more number of rows, more number of columns. That time fixing it causes issues. Okay. Okay, for row wise, 0, 1, and 2. So start from 2 and go until blank. Okay, yes, if you have provided 6, this will also work fine, but okay, I'll leave it blank. Now for rows, start from what to until what? Start from 3 until the blank. Run this code out. I am able to extract the highlighted data over here. Clear up to this point, everyone?
Just extend this pattern, the rows. We got is 2 things.
So how did I fetch this out? Okay, so now count this one. 0, 1, and 2. So this is 0th row, this is 1, 0, this is 2.
This is the row. Okay.
Start from 2 and go until what? So basically 3, 4,
And
5, and 6. So you can even provide 6 as well, or else I can even leave it blank, correct? So I have left it blank. But if you're providing
okay.
6 as well, you can do it. Yes, that will also work fine. But on the case of columns, that is 0, 1, 2, and 3. Start from 3 and until blank over there. Clear?
Okay, yeah. Yes.
Okay then. Now let me complicate this topic. Okay, so until here at least it was very simple. Now let us complicate this. Let's say, no, that is not at all my scenario. My scenario is something else. Okay, I need to extract, let's say, let me highlight the data. Okay, now please stop working, focus on my screen, guys, just for a minute. I will again work on it now. Okay, So let's say I need to extract the data which I have highlighted now. Okay. So, okay, so it is going to get a little complicated. Now try to imagine this part. Okay, so if this is your scenario, okay, so there is a pattern for rows. Start from what row and go until what row will fetch you this data. Rows, row wise. Ignore column for a minute.
1 to 5.
1 to 5.
1, 0, 1, and until 5. Awesome, right? So if I run this code out, 1 to 5 is something which are able to extract. Okay, row wise, I hope nobody should have a doubt. Correct? Now coming to the columns. Now, which column can you pass? What pattern? What step can you take to extract this? See, by chance, if I take, let's say, hey, start from 1 and go until 5. Okay, go until 5, and it will stop one value before this. But if I take the step as 2, it will fetch you this data, correct? So from here to here, only these two columns. Or as let's say, if I take the step as 1, it will fetch you all the columns, correct? If I take the step as 3, so it will directly jump to this one, correct? So what step can I provide over here? There's no step at all, right, in this scenario. Okay, if this is your case, okay, if this is your scenario, right? So what you can do is, instead of passing step value or performing slicing itself, what you can do is you can also pass your index values of the columns or rows as well. Okay, rows, I'll come to that later on, right? So in this case, you tell me what is an index value for this particular column. That is 1. What is the index value for this particular column?
3.
3, and that is the next column is 4. Run this code out. I wanted the highlighted data. I'm able to extract it. Okay. So notice, what did I pass? What is the change over here? Because there was no step. Yeah, see, if there was a step, if you can easily pass it. Because there was no step, what I'm providing over here is I am providing the index values manually. So basically, I'm providing the index values manually. Try to remember this point, because in pandas, you'll be passing the column names manually like this. Okay, so this is the syntax. You can extract the data. Okay, now you guys try it out. 1 second. Okay, so let's say this is an array. Wait. Okay, let me highlight the data which I want. Let's say I want this values in my output. I want this values in my output. Give me the code that will fetch me this particular records. I've highlighted it.
Can you ping that input in the group chat? How to avoid time?
How to?
No, can you ping that 25th one in the chat?
Oh, okay. I think that I have pasted it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, give me the code that will fetch me this particular data, guys. For columns, there is a pattern. Only for rows, there is no pattern. Okay, so ARR off. Okay, first I'll pass for columns, then I'll come for rows. So for columns, there is a pattern 1 to 5. Okay, so that is what I have provided. Now, in this case, we do not have a pattern. So hence what we are doing is we are pinpointing those rows with the index values. So in this case, that is what? This is 0, this is 1, this is 1, and 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so 3 and 4 is what I'll be providing. 3 and 4. Run this code out. I'm able to extract the data which I have highlighted. Clear, everyone?
Yeah, can you explain this part after comma 1 and 5?
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. So rows, if you understood, this is 2, sorry, this is 1, this is 3, and this is 4, right? Now, if you understood that one, for columns, there is a pattern, correct? So start from what? Start from 1 and go until 5, right? So 5 means it will stop one value before. The stop value is exclusive, correct?
Yeah.
Right? So I'm able to extract this one. See, 1 to 5.
Okay. Yeah, so we have to just put 1 to 5.
So because see, Stop value is exclusive. It will start from here, and this is the column. So try to imagine rows separately and try to imagine columns separately, the index values. Okay, now
Okay.
now coming to the next scenario. Okay, so now it is going to get a little bit more complex. Okay, now the question is, can I pass? Okay, wait, before I go to this, everybody understood this, right? Any questions? Because if you do not understand this, the next part you will not at all understand. Okay.
The -4, that can you explain? I joined a little bit late.
-4.
Part.
Oh, okay. You mean to tell over here, this one?
Yes.
Okay, so I wanted to extract what over here? I wanted to extract 64. Okay. So
Okay,
negative
good.
index values. -1, -2, -3, -4. Okay. Now let me come back to this part again. Okay. If you guys understood the square brackets, why we are providing it, okay, only then you'll understand the next part. Okay. Now the same index values. Okay. Now the question is, hey, can I provide? Okay. So notice in this case, only in one of the places, either in columns or in the rows, I am providing selective index values. Correct? Can I provide both selective index values in both rows and columns directly like this? For an example, something like this. It is not allowed. This will not be allowed. So even if you extracted, it will extract you something else. Okay, I'll tell you what exactly is extracting, right? But directly you cannot pass this values. Okay, it is impossible. Basically, let's say if selective index values for rows and columns, can I provide it? The answer is no, you cannot do it. Okay, what is the output which it is fetching over here, right? So what it is exactly doing is, okay, now let us focus on the array back. Okay, now let's say my target is to, instead of extracting the data like that, my target is to pinpoint some values. Let's say this I want to extract. I want to extract, let's say, this value. I want to extract this value. I want to extract, let's say, randomly this value over here. Something like this type of data, correct? Somewhere randomly I need to extract some things, right? Now the question is, this type of scenario, if I want to extract, how can I do it? The answer is yes, this you can extract it. What you have to do is row index value separately you need to provide, and column index value separately you have to provide. Okay, so in this case I'll take one example. For this, for 6, what is the row index value for 6?
1.
1.
That is 1. What is the column index value for 6?
0.
0.
That is 0. Notice where I'm providing one square bracket, I'm providing index value for rows. Second square bracket, I'm providing the index value for columns. Okay, comma. For this value, I need to extract, right? What is the row index value for this?
0.
0.
0. What is the column index value for the same thing?
2.
That is 2. Okay, so let's say now I wanted to extract this 19. What is the row index value for 19?
3.
0, 1, 2, 3.
3.
And what's the column index value for this 19?
1.
1.
That is 1. Okay, similarly, last value 16, right? So row index value is
2.
2, and the column index value is
5.
5.
0, 1, 2, 3. No, 4. No, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4.
4.
Or
Yeah.
can I use negative index value also? -1, -2 also?
Yes.
-2 as well. That is also possible, right? Yeah, because from opposite side it is easier for us to calculate. So run this code out. Notice what I'm able to extract. I am able to extract the data which is, let's say, over here in this row. This is the column index value. So that is what I'm able to extract. The each value separately I'm able to extract it over. That is the syntax for this one over here. Okay, now if you ask me, hey, what is the output which we were able to get in the above hand side? The output is basically what? So this is the row index value, that is 0, that is 1. And in this one, 0, 1, and 2. Notice 8 is present in my output. Similarly, this is in the row index value, and this is the column index value for that one. Clear, everyone?
Yeah.
Okay, now
In short means left side will be the row and the right side will be the column, right?
exactly. In short, yes, left is rows always, even in pandas. Rest left is rows, and this is going to be for columns. Okay, now basically Okay, so what I wanted to basically tell is, in this case, you cannot see custom index value either if there's a pattern on the other hand side. For an example, in this case, there was a pattern on the other hand side. I'm able to selectively pass either the rows or columns. This is possible, but both together, if you are providing, it will extract you something else. You are basically pinpointing each values and extracting the data over there. Clear? Okay. Now this is indexing it, right? So this is indexing. Okay. Any questions in this part?
So in real life, is there any
Yeah.
possible
What is the
like,
real-time use case for it?
considering
Oh,
it is pretty huge, I mean, you would hardly know the index of the items, correct?
you have to no worries, because the index values for your data frames, now it will be visible over here like this.
So for data frames, it will be in column names, so that's why it
Hmm.
is easy to
So
fetch.
only changes over here. Yeah. So first thing is, for columns it is pretty simple because you have the column names. For
Correct.
rows, you have to basically say you need to fetch out the index values based upon the data over there. Okay.
So is
The
this
real
array pattern is used in real case?
this data. So
Data
same
frames only, okay.
same syntax. This syntax
Mm-hmm.
itself is going to continue here because pandas is built upon NumPy itself, right? So here it is
Okay.
actually easy for us to understand, but once we go to this part now, it will become a little complex. That's why I'm just spending some time over here.
Okay.
Okay. Now, one last question, then I'll move out of this topic. One second. Let me highlight the data. Let's see how you guys will be able to actually extract this data now. Think, guys. Okay, you have to think and extract now. I need to extract. I'll highlight the data, but how you do it, you have to extract it. This data I want this data. Okay, and then again after this, let me extract this data. Okay, now there is basically no pattern in rows as well as no pattern in columns. Now how will you extract it? Give me the code in the chat box. Now you have to try it out first.
Mhm. Mhm.
Just think. Okay, I'll give you a hint. The hint is directly in one single indexing, it is not possible. It is impossible. You have to perform indexing, upon that again indexing.
Hmm.
Okay. Shall I solve this? The next question you'll try to answer it. Okay. So I'll solve this one. Next one you try to answer this, guys. Okay. But let me show you the problem first. So can I pass, let's say, like this: 0, 1, 2, that is 1, comma 2, and over here that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, comma 5. Okay, so comma 4, comma 5. Okay, and then for columns also, can I provide in the same bracket? That is 0, 1, and that is 3. Is this allowed? First question.
Not allowed. Getting the shape mismatch.
It will not be. It is not at all allowed, right?
Right.
Okay, so why is it not allowed? Because this syntax is for pinpointing each value separately, correct? So how can we exactly extract this data? So what you can do is, one second. Okay, so what you have to do is, if this is the case, right? So yes, of course, we will face this type of issues, right? If this is the scenario, how can we extract the data? Okay, so it is actually pretty simple. Let's say first either extract for rows or columns. First you are, let's say, extracting rows and then columns. That's your wish, guys. Okay, so for columns I'll keep no filter at all, right? So I'll validate the filter conditions for validate the index selective index values for rows. For columns, let me bring in all the columns for now. Okay, step one, either for rows or columns which you are taking, it's your wish. Then after this, for rows, now I will not keep any filter. For columns, I'll keep a filter. What is the filter condition for the columns? That is 1, comma 2
1, 2,
and
4.
3, right? Now run this out. This is the rows which I wanted. I'm able to fetch this particular records. Clear how I played around?
Can you
No.
explain this? 1, 2,
Yes,
3.
please.
How we work?
Columns, it is 0, 1, and 3.
Wait, okay. Now let me explain this again. Pretty simple. Now let's say instead of rows, let me first do it for columns, and then I'll come then so that I'll make the point that both will be supported. Okay. So I have the highlighted data which I want to extract. Okay, this is the highlighted data. The problem is both selective index rows and in columns I cannot provide. Simple words, I cannot provide it in direct shot like this, right? So how will I extract the data actually, right? So now let's say over here, okay, so first I will try to put a filter condition on columns, then let us move on to rows, right? So for rows I will not keep any filter, start from the beginning, go until the end. I'll remove any filter. Step one. For columns, let's say this time, for columns, which all columns do I need to extract?
0,
0,
1,
1
1,
and 3.
3.
Okay, so that is 0, 1 and 3. Done. Up to here, everybody clear? Okay, after this, again another square bracket. Notice now I'm going for two square brackets over here. Okay, now over here for rows I'll put a filter condition, but for columns now let me remove the filter. Okay, now for rows, what are all rows I need to fetch? That is
1,
0,
2,
1, 2. I want
2,
1, 2, that
4, 5.
4 and 5. That is 1, comma 2, 1, comma 2, 4, comma 5. Run this code out. I'm able to fetch that particular data over here. Clear now, everyone?
No, just give us a minute.
Just explain this
Yeah.
part. 1, 2. Just go ahead.
Okay. So now see, I wanted what rows? That is this. Wait, let me put it back again. This I wanted this over here. I wanted this data and I wanted this data, correct? Now in rows, what is an index values which I want to pinpoint it? Because there's no step which you can take, correct? See, if I tell start from here, go until the end, take the step as 2 or 1, everything will come into picture, correct? So I cannot take the step. So that's where I need to pinpoint this data separately, correct? Now in this scenario, what will I do? So that is, this is 0. This is 0th row. This is the below one over here is what? 1, correct? So I am passing 1. Okay, then again 2. I am passing 2. Then again, this is 3 and this is 4 and 5. 4 and 5. Clear?
Just one quick question.
Mm.
It might not be in terms of Python. Is it like piping? So you get an intermediate result and then you apply an
Exactly. So basically, upon this output, again I'm performing another operation.
So essentially, it is step 1,
Step 2.
of filtering, and
Yes,
step 2 of filtering essentially works on the first data. So essentially, you're piping the first output to the second output.
exactly.
Got it. Okay.
Okay, after this 1,
So-
2, 4, 5, and then in the it is ending,
Now-
so we put a colon.
Why is this colon provided? That is the question, right? Okay, now see here. Okay, wait. Okay, see over here in this case, what did I do in this case? Okay, so first focus on this part. Okay, so in this case, right? So why did I do this part? Okay, so in this case, because here, what happened? What happened over here? 1 second, let me remove this. Okay, so what happened over here? So in this case, rows, I'm telling that, hey, bring in all the rows, correct? Bring in all, start from the start, go until the end. but only for columns I'm putting a filter condition. Correct, Kushal? So
Can you
for
please
columns,
run only that piece and show us how the data is brought for?
okay. Now see, if I remove this one, let me remove this itself completely. Okay, see over here.
Correct.
So if you look closely, I have brought all the rows, but only for this column. Which all columns? That is 0, 1, and 3. Correct. So notice I'm able to extract the data. Step 1 clear, right? Everybody, Kushal, are you clear?
Now,
Why this
please do
over here?
another step on new cell. Okay, don't disturb this. I want you. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so now the next step. Upon this output, okay, now do one thing. Ignore this one. Try to focus on this part over here. Then it will becomes more easier, right? So now upon this one, what I wanted is basically what and all columns I wanted. I wanted this over here. Okay, so I wanted this over here and this, correct? So basically I wanted this values and I wanted this value over here, right? So this is the output which I wanted. Sorry, not this over here until the end. Okay, I wanted this data. Okay, now ignore this if you are getting confused now. So now try to focus on this part. So over here for columns, is there any filter condition, or do I need to bring in all the columns?
All the columns.
I need to bring in all the columns. So that's why start from the beginning, go until the end for this output, Okay. Now, after this, okay. So after this, for rows, are there any filter condition? The answer is yes. What all rows? That is 1, 3, 2, 4, 5. Right. So 1, 2, 4, and 5. Clear, everyone now?
So 1 second. So that's the main, and your screen just goes away.
Sorry, my bad, huh? Okay. Wait. You'll not understand this again unless and until you do not work on it. Okay. Try to work on this, guys. Okay. Another task I'll just pull in so that you guys work on it right now. Okay. So wait, let me highlight the data. Okay. So I'm going to keep it like this, huh? So help me to extract the highlighted data. Let's say, yeah. After this one, right? I want this column. Okay, no, because then there again there will be a pattern. Then I want this values. Help me to extract this data now. Now, how you do it is your wish. But everybody try it out, guys. I know it is confusing, but actually it is pretty simple. Perfect. Okay. Okay. Now let me also solve it, right? But Kushal, can you help me out now? So let us do this so that I can explain this in the new example over here. Okay. So for first, what do we want to extract? Let's say first, if you want to extract rows or columns, it's your wish, guys. Totally your decision which you want to take. That's okay. That will work fine, right? For in this case, let me first extract selective columns and then selective rows. Okay. So in this case, in this output which I want to extract, how can I extract it? First thing is for rows. Shall I remove any filter like this, Kushal? Done? Or shall we put any filter?
For rows, so
Think.
All the rows.
extract all the rows, zero.
Shall I take in all the rows? Okay. But for columns,
Yes, column starts from 1 to
starts from 1
yes.
or in another square bracket we are passing this separately as
Yeah,
an index
1,
value.
2, and 5.
1, 2,
5.
and 5. Okay, so basically I'm in the
1,
form
2,
of a
and
list. Okay, after this, yes, I have extracted the data. Now after this one, now again another square bracket. This time filter condition on rows, but for columns I'll fill in all the columns. Okay, now over here, what all rows I need to extract? 1,
2, like
this
4,
is
5.
1, 2, and then 4 and 5. Correct. So 1, comma 2, comma 4, comma 5. Okay, so run this code out. I'm able to extract the data. Sorry, not 4 and 5, I think. So it is 3 and 4. 3 and 4.
Oh.
3 and 4.
it will start, the row will start. Can you still have
Yes.
1? We got 1. We got 1.
0, 1. No, 0,
Yeah,
1, 2, 3.
1 and 3 and 4. Yeah.
See, this is 0. This
Yeah.
is, oh, yes, correct, right? So my bad. Oh, even this is also wrong. Okay. So 0 and 1.
0,
Okay.
1, 3, and 4.
0, 1, 3, and 4. Correct. Hope everybody is clear now. Any questions?
Yeah.
So can we give directly, sir, in one line only, rows and column, instead of selecting all the rows and then columns, then selecting filter on columns and then rows?
Separately. No, the problem is this syntax is for what? Pinpointing each value separately. Right? So let's say here rows and here let's say something like this if I'm passing. This syntax is for what? So let's say 1 comma 2 comma 5. Okay, so then again this I'll just provide, let's say 2 comma 3 comma 4. Okay, so something like this, right? Now this syntax is to pinpoint the data separately. Means what? Let's say over here, what will be the output if I execute it? So in the 1th index value, that is what 0 1, and this is 0 1 and 2. Correct. So this will one single value will be an output. Then again in 0 1 2, this is 3, right? 0 1 2 3. This will be the output over there. One single value will keep on coming as an output. Clear?
Can you please execute, sir, that line?
Yes. So let me run this code out. Notice 8,
Okay.
15 again, and for last one is 35 because 5 comma 5. This is the problem, right? So we cannot directly do it in one single shot. That's why in two-step process we are trying to do.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Perfect. Now, if you guys understood this part, okay? So please remember the syntax because the same syntax I'm going to use over here, okay? So at that time, you should not get confused at all, guys. There, if I'm passing each column name separately now, you should not get confused. Why in a separate list I'm passing, you should not get confused at all. Okay, now
Can you please give me 2 minutes break? I just want to understand. I'm still confused. So 1, 2, 5. 10. So what is this brace? After array, 1 square brace, then you gave that. So 5, it is ending there.
which one? 44 or 45?
Yeah, 44, 44.
44. Okay. So what? Okay. So until here it is different, and until here it is different. Okay. So this is for rows. See, this is for rows. There is no filter. For columns, I
Yeah,
have
that
put
I
in the
understood, but
filter.
I'm confused about those braces. So that brace ends there.
Then again, after this output, see, until here
Mm.
we had this particular output. Correct. So until here we had the output.
So it is 2 pieces, not the one
Exactly. So until here I have the output. Now on this data, I am performing another indexing and slicing like this. On rows, now I'm fetching it. For columns, I am removing any filter.
Okay, just a minute. I'm just trying to execute that piece. 1, 2, 3. But still, why I'm getting it? Okay, I'm copy pasting my syntax. It's not working. What is wrong here? I'm still getting error.
So yes, even for me also, it is giving an error. So
So
for rows,
mm,
see, this is one extra comma is present over here, no?
extra.
And wait,
Oh,
After
zero
okay.
one. Oh, here the comma is missing. Here the comma is missing. So you had put this comma inside
Okay.
the square bracket.
There, that's the issue. Okay.
Okay. Now
Thank you.
coming to this part, in an arrays, okay, you can also pass conditions in this indexing and slicing, right? You can even pass conditions as well over here. Okay, now let's say for an example, okay, so for an example, let's say I have a scenario. Okay, so let's say this is my data. For an example, the data which you are able to see is my array over here. Okay, now see, two questions I can answer. One is, okay, so I have a simple question. Hey, how many elements are less than or equals to less than or equals to 10? Okay, so this the question over here is how many elements which are less than or equals to 10 over here. Okay, so how can I pass this one? So on your arrays, not just your arithmetical operations like how we passed in our last class, no? So we were able to pass directly, right? So any mathematical operations, where was it? Yeah, right. So here on our arrays, how we are able to pass arithmetical operations directly on the same manner, you can also pass conditions on your arrays directly. So my task was to do what? My task was to extract the data where any number which is less than or equals to 10 over there. Notice I'm able to pass the condition directly over here. Okay, so now I'm able to pass it. So what will happen? Where and all the condition meets, the output over there is going to be true. Where and all the condition does not meet, the output over there is going to be false, right? So where and all the condition is meeting, the condition the output over here is true, and where and all it is not meeting, it is false. So you can directly pass the conditions on our data. Okay, but my question was something else, right? My question was to find out how many values are less than or equals to 10. Then now how can I answer it? If you remember, in case of core Python, true is also equals to what?
1,
1. 0. False is also equals to what?
0.
0. Correct? Okay. Now you tell me logically. So here, okay. So in that case, 1 second. True plus false plus true. What will be the output over here?
False.
Think. It is plus. It is a core Python. The output over here is 3. No? So 1 plus 1 plus 1, because true is also equals to what? 1. Correct? So if I'm performing addition mathematical operation, this is what? 1 plus 1 plus 1. Correct? Now you tell me logically, if I get the sum of all these elements, what will I be able to answer it over here? What question can I answer?
Occurrence of that.
How many elements are less than or equals to 10? Correct? Okay. Now you tell me. So if you remember logically, in case of our yesterday's function, that is sum, min, all of these functions, if you have a 2-dimension data, if I am giving sum, what will it give? Will it give you sum of by default? It will give you the sum of all the elements, or sum of each rows or each columns. It will give you separately.
Sum
If
of all
you
the elements it will give if we don't
exactly
specify anything.
the axis over there, correct? Now over here on this same data, can I take np dot sum and pass these values? Pass this array?
Yes, it will add all.
Now it will give you the how many elements are less than or equals to 10 over here. Clear how I achieved this part? Okay.
Yeah.
Now step 2. Okay, now I'll change the question. Let's say no. Hey, I don't want to see how many elements are less than or equals to 10. My question was, I want to extract the data which is meeting my condition. No, I don't want the counts. I need to extract the data which is meeting my condition. Okay, so how can I do it? So in that scenario, okay, so in this case, extract the elements Okay, so extract the elements that are less than or equals to 10, and I don't want the count over here. Now how can I achieve with this part? So this particular condition what you have provided, you can provide the same condition in your indexing and slicing brackets over here. So now what are we able to extract it? We are able to extract the data which is matching my condition. Understood? So in the same indexing and slicing, I can even pass the condition is the point which I want to prove. If you want to get the counts, you can get it like this. But if you want to actually extract the data, this is the syntax which you have to follow. Okay. What if there are now, until it was actually pretty simple. Now let me complicate this. Now let's say, no, I will need to pass multiple conditions. So let's say over here, uh, okay, the question is something like this, right? So the question is extract the data which is less than or equals to 10 and or let's say something like this or any elements which are what which are greater than, for an example, let's say 30. Okay, greater than 30. So basically, I want what and all things in my output is basically this set of numbers. Along with this, I also want whatever elements which are greater than 30. That is this set of elements. So that is this set of elements. Okay. So now the question is, how can I pass multiple conditions? So condition 1 and condition 2.
Piping.
Okay. Typing, no, that
Piping.
is a problem.
The
No,
way
no,
to
you cannot. You cannot. So in this square brackets, okay, so in the same thing, what you can pass is, yes, you can directly pass multiple conditions. Okay, so this is condition 1 and condition 2. Okay, now over here, which symbol do I think I need to use?
Or
It is or operator, correct? So or operator, wait, I have a issue right now. Okay, so now I'll take greater than 30. Okay, this is everybody is clear about this one, right? Now the problem is this and. So for our logical operators in our core Python, we used and then we have used or, correct? This is in our core Python, but this library is written in Python, yes or no? The NumPy.
Yes.
Think.
No, it is written on
It is
C.
written in C. Okay, anyone who has worked in C over here in this class? Anyone?
Pipeline and
Exactly. We use ampersand in case of and in C, guys. Okay, and we use or we use the pi symbol, right? So we use this symbol over here in case of or operator. Okay, yeah, I know this is in Python. It is bitwise and bitwise or, correct? But over here, in case of our C language, this will be our OR operator. We will not be passing OR. We cannot pass like this. It will throw an error. So if I want to really extract the data, you will be providing this symbol over here. Okay, now notice the output. I'm able to fetch that particular record over here. Clear, everyone?
Why we are not using and or and why this symbol? I didn't get that part.
Okay, so why? Because if you remember, the NumPy and pandas, both these libraries are they prepared actually prepared in Python? The answer is no, they are not at all prepared in Python, right? So these languages, these libraries are actually written in C language. So
Okay.
here in Python, your and logical operator is A and D, but in your C, it is this operator over
Okay.
there. Okay. Okay. Now you guys try it out now. Okay. So help me to extract. Okay. So how you do it, Salvage, guys? I'll not give the code now. You have to give me the code. Extract the data that is between extract the set of numbers that is between 15 to 20. Both are inclusive. I'll give both inclusive. Extract me the data that is between 15 to 20, but both should be inclusive. I'll show you. I'll keep the syntax as a reference. This is the syntax which I did for the other task. Awesome. Okay, so perfect. Guys. I'll copy any one of you guys' code and paste it over here, and I'll run this guide. Awesome. So of course we are able to see this in our output. One question: any doubts? Anything still confusing? Okay. Okay. So here the set of data is actually pretty simple, as well as you have a small array, guys. Easy for us to remember these points, right? So this conditioning and everything, directly if I put it on a bigger data set, it becomes a little complex over there. We have something called as lock, iLock, and etc. over there. So that's why here it is pretty simple. It is easy for you to grasp the thing over here. But in pandas, it will a little complexity it will come into picture. That's why. Okay, because the index values and all, you cannot literally see those index values, right? Because the data are going to be very huge. So that's why here it becomes a little simpler. Okay. Okay. Now let me proceed. Now, two more concepts I'm going to do in pandas, and rest and all arithmetical programming will directly do it in our pandas itself. Okay. Now, this concept is very, very important in case of big data as well. Okay. So splitting of arrays. Okay, so splitting of arrays over here. Okay, so this concept has a direct link with our big data. Okay, so I'll give an example so that you will have a clarity what are we actually dealing with over here. Okay, now imagine one case. See, my system RAM is basically what? Let's say over here, I have my system RAM is basically, let's say in this case, my system RAM is somewhere around 8 GB over here. That's it. Okay, so 8 GB. That's it. RAM size, right? Now I have one file. Okay, imagine some particular data. Let's say some Parquet file that contains, let's say over here, 1 terabyte of data. Imagine this scenario so that we can, I can replicate some scenario case over here, right? Now the question is, this particular file, if I am literally processing in my machine, because we all know that in case of Python, everything gets booted up in our RAM itself, correct? Now the thing is, if I'm processing this, processing means what? Let's say over here you're just removing the duplicates, or let's say you're filling the null value, any processing, right? How much time do you think actually it will take for me to process this data? It will take a lot of time for me to process this particular file over there, correct? So in this scenario, what we actually do is, instead of processing the complete data in a single machine, what we actually do, we have, let's say over here, some sub machines, right? So some multiple couple of other machines which are interconnected, right? Now this same file, 1 terabyte file, okay, so 1 terabyte, okay, so this particular same file, what you can actually perform is, what we actually do it in our big data as well as, instead of processing in a single machine, what we do is basically we split the data into multiple partitions, and then we process it. Okay, even in our PySpark also the same concept even applies, right? So let's say over here this is our 8 GB machine, right? So over here also, let's say this is, let's say 16 GB, and let's say this is 32 GB, right? So RAM, right? So what we do is we split the data into couple of basically split the data into multiple partitions, and then we process it. Processing, you can take any example, and then we put it back together over there, right? So this concept is also directly linked to our big data as well. Okay, so splitting of an array is pretty simple. Okay, now the question is, how do we actually split the data or split an array over here, right? So what we can do is, okay, so let me do one dimension separately, two dimensions separately now. Okay, so let's say over here, this is for one dimension data. Okay, now if I have an array, okay, so let me take an array. Okay, I'll just reduce the number of elements. I'll take only one dimension data, and I'll just take to the power of 2 for all of the elements. Okay. Now let's say for an example, if this is the data which you are able to see. Okay. Now the question is, totally how many elements are present inside this data? Okay, this is one dimension. So there are totally ARR dot size. If I give, what will be the output? Any idea?
12.
There are 12 elements,
12.
correct? Okay. Now the question is, instead of having a single array, can I split this array into multiple parts? Or basically, can I split this arrays into multiple arrays over there? The answer is yes, you can actually do it. How can you actually do it? So this is where you'll be using the function np.split. Okay. So if you press shift and tab, okay, I'll write it down over here. What all parameters does it accept, right? So it accepts which array you want to split. Okay. So which array you want to split, followed by a comma, and then again, how many splits do you want? How many splits do you want? Okay, so how many partitions you want over there, basically, right? So, and if I press shift and tab, there is one more thing, something called as axis. This I will show you in our 2-dimension data. Okay, now I want to split the array ARR and see. First thing, if you are splitting into equal partitions, right? So if you are splitting it into equal partitions, whatever number which you are providing over here, this number should be able to divide the total number of elements inside your data. Can I divide 12 directly by 6? Is it allowed without giving float?
Yes.
The answer is yes, right? So yes, you will be able to split. Each split will contain how many elements? It will contain 6 into dash is equal to 2. 6 to the 12, right? So each split will contain 2 elements over there, right? So equal splits, equal partitions like this is possible. Let's say over here, no. Can I split this into 4 equal partitions? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
How many elements will each array contain?
3.
Of
3.
You will have 3, right? So let's say like this, you can have an nth split. You can split it into anything, any value, as long as this particular number is able to divide the total number of elements inside your data. Okay, this is for equal partitions over there. Okay, now similarly, what if the data is, I want to split the data into unequal partitions? 1 second before I go to that part. Okay, can I only split the data? Can I not save this particular data into different variables? The answer is yes, it is actually possible. How do we actually then save the data into different variables? Okay, so the concept of tuple packing and unpacking is what you have to remember over here. Okay, first thing, let's say over here, let's recall this topic, right? So let's say over here, something like this. I have a data separated by comma without any type of bracket. What will be the type of A in case of core Python?
Int.
Think.
No,
It
no.
is integer.
tuple.
Tuple.
It will be a tuple data type. Okay, so tuple data type, how come this is a tuple data type? Because you are packing multiple values to a single tuple packing, correct? Now, same tuple packing, can I unpack the tuple? So let's say over here A, comma B, comma C, yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes,
we can do
yes.
But what is the rule for me to unpack the tuple? Can I do it like this?
No, it should be equal. X should be equal
Ah.
to Y.
The total
Right
number
answer.
of variables should be equal to the total number of values inside your data. Now it is actually possible, right? So see, now A will be this. Similarly, in case of B and in case of C, right? So basically this will get mapped to A, this will get mapped to B, and this will get mapped to C over there. This is the case of in our Python, right? So yes, can I split whatever data which I have splitted? Can I store this into a different variable? The answer is yes, but you have to unpack this particular variables. Okay, so unpack, so even a list also you can actually unpack it, right? So same concept over here, you can unpack this particular variable, but the thing is, how many variables do I need to provide? Can I do it like this? The answer is right now, what do you think? Yes or no?
It's correct. Yeah.
Right,
Two
so
partitions.
now yes, I can do it because you have done a 2 splits over there. You can do it. So one A will contain the half of the data, B will contain the second half of the data. But the same thing, can I give it like this? Is this allowed?
No, no.
This is not at all allowed. Why? Because the total number of values on the right hand side should be equal to the total number of variables on the left hand side. Okay, now I'll change the question. So can I do at least this then? 4 splits into 2 variables.
Yes.
Yes.
How will
No,
the data get
no,
stored?
it's not possible.
It will not
Uh,
work. RHS
it
should
will
be
not work.
equal to LHS.
Exactly. The values on the RHS should be equal to the total number of variables on the left hand side. There are 4 values. If I'm giving, so it is like this, right? So 4 amounts. If I'm asking it to store it into 4 different banks, that's okay. But again, 4 amounts, if I'm asking you to just store it into 2 banks, that is where it is failing, right? So, right, so that is a problem. So how can I split this data? It is not at all possible, right? So yes, but the same thing, can I unpack it like this now, at least?
Yes.
ABC,
Yes.
this
Yeah,
will be
yeah.
possible, right? So A will contain the first half, B, then again basically into 4 equal partitions, you can split it. So basically what I wanted to prove is so you can even split the data as well as catch this particular splits into multiple variables over there, guys. Okay, that is possible. Okay, now coming to the main question which I had. Yes, here we are able to split the data, as well as in our big data you will understand how to repartition the data and again reprocess it, right? But over here just an idea of what is going to come in our big data. Okay, but again, let's say what if the machines are not all the machines are exactly same. For an example, where was that image? This image, right? So I see right now equal splits and we are doing it. Okay, what if I don't want to, because if you see 8 GB RAM, 16 GB, here I can send in a little bit more data. Here I can even process a little bit more data, right? So instead of processing the exact number of data in all of these machines, see, this is very low RAM, right? Yes, little, let's say 10 values I can pass, here 100 values, here 200 values I can pass, right? So what if I want to have a uneven split, right? So is that allowed directly? Okay, now let us try to understand it, right? Okay, equal splits we all understood. Okay, now what if I don't want equal split? What if I want to have a custom split now? So basically, let's say first machine is very good, or else let's say first machine is very good. I can process the data until here to here. Okay, just an imagination, guys. Now let's say second machine is not that good. Only one value I can process. Okay, and the third machine is okay. I can process until here to here. Okay, and let's say the fourth machine, the remaining set of records. Let me dump this into the fourth machine. So this is the type of split I want. Now the question is, how can I achieve this part? Directly, it is not at all possible. What value can you provide over here? 10, 20, 30, it is not at all possible, right? How can I pass this? Here, if you want to have a type of custom split, what you can do is, but unfortunately, you have to think a little bit, guys, because if the data is less, okay, but if the data is very huge now, you have to imagine many things over here. Okay, now if you need to have this type of custom split, you need to provide the index values manually. Okay, so what will be the index values? Okay, so wait, before I pass this index values, let us do this manually and then let us come to this part. Now imagine there were no splitting. If you are doing this with indexing and slicing, start from what and go until what will fetch you this particular data.
0 to 4.
0 to 5.
Start from 0 to
So
16, na? 0 to 5, correct.
Yeah.
0 to 5, right? So until here, I'm able to have this particular array. Okay, so now second part, right? So start from what and go up to what will fetch you 25. Start from
25?
only 25 I want.
5 to 6.
Exactly. Start from 5 and go until 6. Awesome. Then again, for this, right? So let's say start from what and go until what will fetch you this record. 6 to
6 to 8.
6 to 8. Yeah.
8. Okay. And then last one, right? So 8 to
9.
what?
8 to colon. That's
8 to
Okay,
blank,
fine,
right?
yeah.
So let's
Yeah,
say over here 8 to
sorry,
blank.
for 25, can you explain how we got?
So start from 5, start value is inclusive, stop
Okay.
for stop value is exclusive, right? So if I'm passing 6, it will stop one value. That's why one single value is there in my output.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
Okay, now if I run this code out, yes, of course, I'm able to extract this particular data, correct? So, but if I'm doing this manually, this is how I should have done it, correct? So the same method, you have to do it in our case of splitting as well. So basically what you, okay, two points to remember. Need not pass the stat value. Okay, so it will by default start from 0. until 5. So from 5 to 6, from 6 to what? 6 to 8, then 8 to again 8 to the end, correct? So now if I run this code out, notice the type of split I wanted, I'm able to achieve that particular split over here. Okay, so the values, if I'm passing the start value, I left it blank. End value also, if you see, I did not pass it. By default, it will start from the beginning, and by default, it will go until the end. Only the mid values which are present, I'm trying to pass them over here. Clear?
But if you
Can you come again if you don't mind?
considering your example of 1 TB of data, it means I need to get into the array and then split it.
Correct. That's why. First thing is you have to read the metadata for that particular file. How many rows are present? Based upon that, you have to float divide it into half of the data, and then again you have to calculate it and then process the data
So
again.
first record count and then split and just get those record count and put into the array. Okay.
Exactly. Okay, now let me repeat it, guys. Very simple. Okay, so see, that's why I did this manually so that we all have a clarity. Okay, so with that, it's pretty simple. You just need to understand this one. Okay, so see, I hope this is clear for everybody, correct? See, if you do not understand this, you'll never understand this part. This is clear, right, everybody?
Yes.
Okay, now come to the question, right? So what are we providing? See, for coming to the first value. Okay, so start from 0 and go until 5 is what go until 5. Stop value is exclusive, it will stop one value before that. That is a concept over there, correct? So in that case, start value I did not provide. Notice I did not provide here. Also we left it blank. Here also I'm not providing the start value, only until 5. Okay, so 0 by default it will pick it up, and until 5. Stop is exclusive. Okay, that's why I have this data. Okay, now again step 2, right? So start from 5 and go until 6 is what I'm providing. The stop value is exclusive, so 5 to 6. Okay, then again from 6 to 8, from 6 to basically what, until 8, right? So 6, 7 and 8, right? So I'm passing this one. Stop value is exclusive, it will stop one value before that, correct? So sorry, 6 to 8, that is 9, this is 8, right? So stop value is exclusive and it will stop one value before that, right? So from here to here, one split we got. This is the second split which we got, that is 5 to 6, and then 6 to 8 is what we'll be getting it, right? So until here. Okay, now from 8 until the end I wanted, correct? So that is why I'm not providing. See, by default I'll not provide the start value. By default I'll not provide the end value. It will automatically start from the beginning and automatically go at the end over there. Clear? So only the mid values is what I'm trying to provide as an input for custom splits. Clear, everyone now? Okay, do one thing. I know it's still more confusing. Try this out. Try this out. Okay, so I'll write down, take as a reference and give me the code in the chat box. First machine is, okay, it's not that good. Only 1, 2 values I can process. Second machine, okay, something better. At least from here to here, I can process the data. And third machine is worst. Let's say only one value I can process the data. Fourth machine also same scenario. Only one value I can process the data. But yeah, fifth machine is okay. I can at least process 3 values like this. Give me the code that will give me a custom split like this type of data. Try it out, guys. Try it out. Only if you try, you will get this concept right. 0, 1, 2. So when a small issue in your code, the index values will start from 0, 1, 2. Okay. Okay, let me copy any one of you guys' code. Run this code out. 2, 7, 2, 7, awesome, 8, then again 9, and then the remaining elements. Perfect. Perfect, guys. Right. So hope this topic is clear for everyone.
No, I am still confused. 2, 7, 8, 9, these are the starting indices of each of the rows, right?
Great. Now let's do this manually, then we'll have a clarity. Okay, so if I'm doing this manually, if I want to extract this part, what will be the index value? Start from 0
0
and go
to
until
2.
2.
2.
Awesome. Okay, so this is done, right? So now again, so coming to the next part. So if I want to extract the next set of start from 2 until what?
7.
That is until 7, right? So 2 to 7. Okay, so done. Then again, from 7 to what will fetch you the
8.
7 to 8. Okay, so 7 to 8, 49 I got it, right? So 7 to 8 stop value is exclusive, it will only extract you one value. Then again, after this, right? So from what to what?
8 to
From
9.
8 to 9, correct? Right?
Hmm.
8 to 9. Then again, from 9 to the remaining ending part, right?
Correct.
So, so from 9 to the blank. Okay, I'll leave it blank now, and even in the beginning also, let me leave it blank. Right? Okay. Now this is the output, right? So this is how we, if we are doing it manually, this is how we would have done it, right? Now, what did I pass? What did we pass over here? Start value not required, end
Get
value
index.
not. These two
Hmm.
things are not required. Okay. So 2, 7, 8, and 9.
Okay.
Got it, Sneha?
Yes.
Mhm. So
Simply you are
okay.
giving stop values.
Basically, stop value. Yes, in simple words, we are basically giving the stop value. Only the start in the beginning and the end, this will be skipping it out. Basically, we are giving the stop value itself in between. That's it over there. Okay, if you are trying to imagine it over here, try to imagine it, right? So 0, the default, you need not start it. 0 to 2. Okay, so here is one split. Then again, from 2 to this is your second split, right? So then again, see, this value I'll provide, this value I'll provide, then 2 to this value I'll provide, then from here to here I'll provide. Then from here to the end part, correct? So this I'll not provide, the stop value I'll not provide, and then the beginning value also I'll not provide over there. Only the mid values I'll be providing it. Clear? Okay. Okay, now come into the next question. One dimension data is very simple, right? So we need not worry at all. What if the data is multi-dimensional data, especially when we are talking about Excel sheet type of data, right? So when two-dimensional data at all, right? So how does that work over there? Okay, so in that case, let me copy and let me create a two-dimensional array. Last concept, we'll do it and then we'll go for a break version, huh? Okay, now if the data is two-dimensional, okay, so two-dimensional, let's say 36 elements, I'll take and let's say something like this. I'll reshape this data to dot reshape this to over here 6,6. Okay, now I'll share this array for all of you guys to work with me. Yes, done. Okay, now I have an array, right? Now you can do both custom splitting as well as equal split as well, guys. Okay. Now, if I want to split this particular array, okay, so np.split, And over here, the array is this one. And let's say 2 equal parties for now. Let's see what exactly is this splitting now, right? Now, if I press Shift and Tab, notice there is one parameter that we actually ignored that time. For one dimension, this actually is not required at all. But there's one parameter which we actually ignored. Axis is equals to, by default, they have stored the axis value as 0. Okay. Now, okay. Now, I told you one point. Remember? That is, try not to by heart the axis values. Why? Because, see, in this case, in our yesterday's class, axis 0 was for columns. Axis is equals to 1 is for rows, correct? This is what we saw in our yesterday's class. That is for the which function? That is sum function. And I told you at that time itself, do not think that, okay, for every function, it is going to remain same. Because these people have messed it up, right? So for some of the functions, axis zeros will become for rows, axis zeros will become for columns. That is how it works, right? So what it will now give is, see, here it should give you, like previously this was axis 0 was for column, correct? So this should give you column wise split, correct? Now notice something. Is it giving me a column wise split over here? Yes, no?
Row wise split.
No, row wise.
Here it is giving you row wise split. Okay, so that's why I was telling you, do not by heart this. At least in NumPy, you do not by heart. Pandas, it is common. Pandas axis 0 means rows itself for all the functions. Okay, but in NumPy, it is messed up. You have to do a trial and error method. Okay, so row wise split over there. Same thing if I want to have a column wise split. Okay, what do you think I need to pass over here? Axis will be what? Axis is equals to 1 will give you for column wise split. Okay, so axis is equals to 1. This will give you a column wise split. Okay, so run this code out. See, you'll have a column wise first set of columns and second set of columns, depending on how you are splitting the data. Okay, so I told you, right? So while processing into the machines, okay, so while processing into machines, it is like you want to send couple of rows into one machine and second set of rows into a second machine. That type of split is this one. Let's say no, couple of columns into one machine and second set of columns into a different machine. That type of split is this one over there. Clear? So that is how you can achieve a different type of splits according to your use case now. Okay. Now, not just equal partitions. Yes, what we studied over there, right? So you can have a custom split also in this arrays. For an example, let's say first, okay, I'll take this example with axis is equals to 1. One row itself, one column I can process in first machine. Second, 2 columns I can process, and remaining 3 columns I can process in the third machine. Now you guys tell me, what will be the index values which I'll be providing over here? Do I need to give 0?
0.
Is this required? 0?
Not required. 1,
1,
3.
comma
3 is enough.
3, right? So run this code out. I wanted a custom split. I am able to split the data according to my use case, right? So you can do a custom split as well, but the only change with 1 dimension and 2 dimension is our axis values. The rest, all the other parts are going to remain same. Clear, everyone?
But it should be 2, right? Starting should be 2 instead of 1.
No, okay. So
1 is
this is
exclusive, right?
0. This is 0. This is 1. So one value, stop value is exclusive. It will stop one value before that. That's why 1. Okay. Then 0, 1, 2, and 3. Correct. So here 3 stop value is exclusive. I will have this 2 columns in my data, and remaining set of columns in the last machine.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You guys help me out now. Simple case. First machine I can only process one single row. Second machine, okay, something better. I can process 3 rows at a time. Third machine, the remaining rows. Can you guys give me the code that will split this data over here?
Just scroll a little up. The code where you're generating this data structure. Little up.
1 second. I think I have pasted this in the chat box. Again, I'll paste it in the chat box. So give me the code that will give you this type of split, guys. First machine, only 1 row I can process. It is worst, not even 1 GB of RAM, like that. Second machine, at least 3 rows, yeah, something I can process. 3 rows, help me to process 3 rows. Remaining set of rows in the last machine. np dot split the array arr. Do you think I need to change the access?
Yes, access is equal to
Access by
0.
default it is 0. You can, if you want, you can give it, or if you want, you can leave it out. Then after this, what will be the index values?
Only
One.
1, comma
1,
4.
comma 4. Run this code out. I'm able to process first row, remaining 3 rows, and then the last set of rows. Clear everyone now?
Yeah, can you just explain this 1, comma 4?
Okay, now imagine this way, right? So this is the row which I want to extract. So if I'm doing this manually, how will I extract this data for rows? Start from 0 and go until 1, right? So sorry, it is not A, it is ARR. Okay, so that is how you pass the index values, correct? Okay, so now
One row.
again, one row, right? Now again for the next part, what will you provide? Start from 1 and go until 4, correct? So start from 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? For a stop is explicit, it will stop one value before that. Start from 1 and go until 4, and from 4 to the remaining, right? So I am providing 1, comma 4. That's it.
Okay.
Clear question? Okay. Okay. Now wait. Before I go for concatenation, I want to do this same thing for 3-dimension. Let me do it over here itself. 3-dimension data. Okay. But for this now, I want you guys to. Okay, what we'll do is let us load in 3-dimension data, guys. I'll take one image. But if you want, you can actually load your own image also and process it. Okay, I'll give you the link for that one. Okay, but for now, right, I'll just let us use the images. There's one library, something called as sk image. Okay, so from sk image, what these people have done is just for us to learn this part, right? So they have already converted an image into what? So into an NumPy array. Okay, so import this library, and one more library, please import it. Import matplotlib dot pyplot. Okay, pyplot as plt. Okay, so import these two libraries for now, and inside this library there is one that is data, right? So inside this, let me just store im is equals to data dot, I think that is astronaut, that old image which I loaded at the time. Okay, so I'll just import this astronaut image. And if you want to look at that particular image now, how will you do it? Is basically, see, we all know that this is nothing but our 3-dimension data, correct? So if you remember yesterday's class, I took this as an example, right? So I have what? This is, okay, let us go step by step. First question, what dimension data is it right now?
3-dimension, because 3 is
How?
brackets.
That is the 3 set of brackets over there, right? So now if I give im dot shape, right? So what are these numbers which I'm able to see as an output?
I12 is the number of arrays behind that.
Yeah,
And
depth.
yeah.
Then if
512 again,
Each of
rows
having
and
rows,
rows,
rows and the
columns.
columns.
3 columns. Okay. If you want to, this is 3-dimension data, right? PLT does what is? PLT basically squeezes this particular 3-dimension data into 2D, and you'll be able to see the data like this. Okay, so plt.im show of this particular array, right? So there's numbers which you are able to see in the backend. You have this particular image. Okay, now let us try to work on this one. Okay, now splitting. I want you guys to split this arrays now, right? So wait, let me give you the code for this one. Sorry, this one, and I'll even give you the code for how to display the image of an array. This one. I pasted this into the chat box, guys. Just copy and paste and tell me if everybody is able to see this image.
yeah, able to.
Anyone not yet?
Yes, sir. It's showing like no model named SK image. Show me for me.
Okay. So remember, right? If the module is not present, what we have to do?
Yeah.
SK image space py. Okay. So this issue may. Okay. Right now, remember this point, guys, because while learning, we learn in Jupyter Notebook. Okay, literally when we go to our deployment and all, right, we never touch Jupyter Notebook at all. Okay, we use VS Codes, right? At the time, if you do not know how to install and everything, that it will be a little problematic. So open this first link, run this code in your cell. I think if that is the case, even Matplotlib also should fail. Let me give you the pip for that one as well.
This is working actually.
Is okay for
Oh,
everybody now. It came.
not yet.
If
One
if
second.
Matplotlib also is not there, install Matplotlib as well. If somebody is facing the issue.
Oh no, it says it'll take some time to do some caching or something. After that, it'll work.
Okay.
It
Now,
says you need to restart the kernel.
no worries. Just run this now again. You should be able to see it.
No, it still says no module name. Oh,
Then
empty. Okay, 1 second. Yeah, I need to do second pip install.
okay. Now what I want you guys to do is I want you guys
Can you
to
please hold on? Let us complete that step because then we miss that.
okay.
Thank you.
Now I'll just give the task so that
But
okay,
then
yeah.
we will
Okay,
lag
I'll
behind.
wait.
Okay.
Once done, then restart the kernel as well if required. Click on kernel, restart kernel.
Sir, NumPy will when it will complete this NumPy today, is it?
So basically, see, NumPy and Pandas has a single topic itself.
No, it will be complete today or next coming week is there?
NumPy, right after this, I will actually jump into Pandas and we will work on an actual data set for this arithmetical operations. So if you take together, right, both of this, next week, I'll be able to complete. Next week, Sunday.
Okay, including Pandas, you mean?
I meant to tell
The
you.
Pandas is dependent on this one or individual topic?
Yeah. See, NumPy, based upon NumPy itself, Pandas is written upon the NumPy itself. Okay, so NumPy is Pandas is written upon the NumPy script itself. That's why what and all things which is applicable, the same things are going to be applicable in Pandas as well.
Yesterday's class I missed, that's why I'm asking. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe today I'm not following completely. Maybe I need to come from yesterday. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, done, Bhavna?
Yes. Now it's done. Yeah. Thank you.
Others, everyone? Okay. Now imagine this is an image, right? Especially when we take an images in our DSLR and all. Literally, those image sizes are very huge. Have you guys observed that? Right? Okay. Now imagine that scenario, right? So we have an image taken from a DSLR, but the problem is I cannot, clean the image, right? There is some disturbance in the, or let's say I'm feeding this image to an ML model to predict the age of the person or something like that, right? So any model which you are feeding it to. The problem is the whole image I'm not able to process it. Okay, so my task is to do what? So my task is to split this image into two equal partitions and I want to process them. So basically help me out to split this image, let's say like this. I want this type of image. This half I want to process into one machine and second half I want to process it into a different machine. Give me the code that will give me this split. Can we see the image in VS Code as well? Then you have to, the problem is, how are you running Vinayaka?
I'm creating the py files and running it like every time whenever I write something.
Okay.
But the image I cannot see.
Try to do one. Okay, 1 second. I'll come to your screen. Guys, you work on this. I'll just get into Vinayaka's screen and come back. Okay. Can you quickly share the screen?
Sure. Yeah. Let me know once my screen is through.
Yes. Do one thing, Vinayak. Right after that line number 7, give enter. Write down plt.im show. plt.im show.
Okay.
Not sorry. plt.show. plt.show. Open and close round bracket. Run this node once.
Yeah, I can see it now. Okay.
Yeah, you are able to see it in a different window.
Yeah, different. Yeah.
Okay. Now let me share my screen back.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, sir. It's like anyone can import any of the images or how is
You
it?
can load your own images as well.
And it can be converted into.
And convert it into an array. So the link, I think I have that link. Just a minute, I'll search for that link in my notes. 1 second. I'm just sharing the code here. Okay, so I'm sharing this in the chat box. Which link you can take as a reference? So this is to load your own image. Just save this later on once you get time. You process it.
From where shall I share my screen once? What? How do we download? I'm not sure. This.
How do we download what?
This thing which you told me. 1 minute. This matplotlib. I'm getting this PIP installed.
Okay. Share the screen.
Yeah. One.
Awesome, Mohan.
Yeah, this thing. So.
Copy that pip install. This one.
Which one? This.
Pip install macro. Yes, that one. You copy it.
Okay.
And come to your Jupyter notebook. Open the Jupyter notebook.
Which one? Any file, right?
And any IPYNB file. Any IPYNB file.
Yeah.
Just add a new cell. Yeah, paste it and run this. Run. Shift and enter. Click on that cell.
Oh, okay.
Run it.
Shift enter, right?
Yeah. It is installing. Similarly, copy the link for other tool as well, right? So that is SK image.
Okay, this is getting installed.
That is getting installed. 1 second. Yeah, it is installing it. Similarly, no, it is already installed in the system. Okay, so similarly install another tool as well. The pip install. Okay, it is installing the library. But to see the image, you need to run the code. Run the code which I have pasted in the chat box. Kushal, once.
Yeah.
Yes, Ashwin. Let's go for a break and come back. Go for be back by 11:05, guys. Okay, if you want, go for a break. Be back by 11:05 because I'm almost done with my topics as well.
So what else is remaining for today?
I'll start Pandas series. I'm going to start Pandas with series.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Pandas with?
The video.
There are different data structures in Pandas. Series and data frames. I'll complete series today.
Okay.
Yeah. No, Kushal. Come to the chat box. The chat box in Zoom.
That's what I'm.
Oh, okay. Wait. I'll stop your screen share.
Yeah.
Now I think you can access your. Yeah. Copy and paste that code which I have pasted. for importing this image. If you're still facing any error, no, let me know.
I have to say same way I have this thing now. PIP install.
Wait.
SPI image.
Yes. Install that SK image as well once.
I have to type another code, right?
Once done, then copy and paste my code in the Jupyter notebook. Share the screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
So where I have to do now?
Come down. Where is the new cell? Delete this cell. No, go back to that Python Jupyter notebook itself instead of this one. Yes. Now come down. Remove that import pip install matplotlib. Remove that one now. Yes, remove it.
Okay.
Off. Yes, and paste the code what you have copied. Yes, run this.
It is working?
Yeah, and another code also you have copied. Have you copied it?
No. It's okay. This one, then the image will come.
Yeah, and yes. No. After this, you have to run the other code which I shared.
Then the image will come.
Yes.
Okay. Here only I have to run now.
Exactly. There is a you have to run.
This one, PIP install matplotlib, that one now?
No, that is done, right? So matplotlib also you have installed it. You need to now import the code now.
So this entire thing you have put prompts, image.
Exactly. Yes.
Entire thing.
Yes. The entire code. Okay. We'll quickly go for a break. We'll be back by 11 or 5, guys. Okay. Hey guys, is everyone back? Okay. Perfect. Okay, so let us continue. One quick question before I continue. Is it getting too much?
Yeah, like a bit.
Yeah, I feel so little slower or like little less topics per day will be good.
Okay. Okay.
So that we can consume.
And I think you need to give us some
properly.
time to practice also.
Okay, done. Then I'll do one thing. Then after this, just concatenation, and I'll stop the class. Then I'll start pandas in the next class itself. Okay.
Yes, sir. Better, sir. Thanks.
No, like just the thing is like after completing certain like 1 or 2 topics, you can just give us some time so that we can also practice, and like if there is any issue, we can let you know, or like that will be more
In
good.
today's class,
It was like yesterday's compared to yesterday, it was good today.
yeah, we worked, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Still more time we require for practicing.
I feel so. Like let others also learn.
Today was okay, I believe. Yeah, I think I second with what the previous colleague said. Yesterday was super fast. Today was good. I'm at least
Okay.
personally I'm okay with this, but I think I second that also. Like few lesser topics per day will help.
Okay. Last topic I'm going to cover, vector stacking, and I'll call it for the day. Then anyhow, I have time until, because not much topic, right? So I can do it. I'll stop this after this one, guys. Okay. Okay. Vector stacking.
Just what is the answer of the above the assignment you have given?
Sorry. Yes, my bad. Okay. So yeah. So yes. See, we had this array. we have just splitted this into, see, if you look closely on the above hand side, when we were into 2-dimension data, for column wise split, the axis is 1, correct? Here also we needed to have a column wise split, right? So that's why we just change the values of axis. And same array into 2 equal partitions. Okay, now if you remember, we can not just split the arrays, we can also capture them into multiple variables as well, right? So, but only one rule is tuple unpacking rule. The number of values should be equal to the total number of variables on the left hand side. So we caught the first half image in A, second half image in B, and I'm just displaying this image A and B over here. That's it. Clear, everyone?
If you have to do 3, then it would be 3.
Let's say over here, no. But remember the point, right? So if you see, that is what im dot shape. Sorry, it is not a function, it is an attribute. Okay, so 512. 512 can be divided by 3 is the question. Can we divide? Answer is yes. No, 512 we can actually divide. Yes, then you can have a split of 3. But let's say, for example, split of 7, we cannot do it because we cannot divide. Well, one rule, right? So we can split it into whatever partitions, but the rule over there is whatever split which you are trying to have should be equal to the total number of, whatever split which you have should be equal to the total number of elements, right? So if it is able to divide it, then you'll be able to divide this value as well.
Okay, but what I did is I put the actual column indexes, like how you, like I put
okay,
171 comma
yes.
3 because I know that it's 500 because based on that graph,
Exactly.
you go to 500. So I took like 170. If I have to divide,
Custom split like this, right? So instead of this one, you just pass the value of 512
right.
by 2 over there.
Yeah. So I
Yes,
put
that can
250.
also be done.
Okay.
And this also, anything is your wish. But this is easier because in some of the cases, right? So the thing is, let's say over here, let's say there are 100 images. All 100 images, you cannot manually insert the sizes because some image can be one size, second image can be of another size. So
Okay.
all the images, if I wanted to do an equal half splits and do it, so this becomes more easier instead of us calculating manually.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Now coming to the vector stacking, guys.
Hello, sir. Sorry to interrupt. You have shared one sample, right? That we can directly execute, or do we need to install anything?
For which one, Suman?
No, you shared one link right before break.
Okay. That is for you to load any of your own images. Okay. So see, I'm taking one example of some other image from the SK library.
Yeah, that is from internet or from our personal?
From internet. So what you can do is, here you can copy this code, pass your image name over here, whatever image name, and convert that image name into an array. That's it. Then whatever which we are working on, same thing you'll be able to work on this over here.
Can you ping that? Actually, from that link, I got different code. That's why.
Oh, okay. So copy this one then. Okay, paste it. Use it for your own. You load your own images and then work on it later on. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
one question. I have one question. How did we arrive from that 5 into 5 into 3 and then dividing by 2? Maybe I missed that part.
If you remember,
Yeah, go up. Yeah.
Yes, coming to this part now. So this one, right? So dot shape. Okay, so this is the shape of the array. Okay, there are this many number of matrices repeated one behind the other. Each matrix contains this rows and this many columns, right?
So that is row, column, and depth.
Depth, row, and column. Depth, row, and column. So if you remember, in case of NumPy, in 3 dimension, it is depth, row, and column. Okay, so only the thing is split. Okay, so if you want to split, yes, you can split it, but you need to have an equal number of partitions. Means you need to give the proper numbers. So for an example, see, imagine it. This is an array, right? So if this is 12, yes, I can split it into 6 equal partitions. But same thing, can I split this into 7 equal partitions then?
No.
The answer is no, right? So same thing over here also, 512, right? So 512, 2 equal partitions, yes, I can do it. But the same thing, 512, can I divide it by 7 then?
No.
No, right? So hence this will not be allowed.
Okay, the split is 2.
It should be equal to the, yes. So 3 also we can do it. See, 3 equal partitions also we can do, because 512 I can divide it by 3, right? So without any issues. 4 also, I think we can do it, right?
So
4.
number of partition has to be divided with the coordinates of the. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, got it.
Exactly. Okay. Now coming to the last topic for today, vector stacking. This is a very high-fi word, but again, indirectly, it is nothing but our concatenation itself. The concatenation which we have studied in our Python, right? So the same concept, but here we are talking about something, we are referring it as something called as vector stacking. That's it. Okay. Now, what is in the real-time scenario? Example, where can we use this vector stacking? Like how I showed this as an example, right? So one image we splitted the image into multiple, let's say something like this, and process this image into multiple slave machines, correct? Now this is done. Let's say you have processed the data, something you have done, you clean the data, you rectify something, let's say in an Excel sheet, you have cleaned the duplicates or something like that, no? Once done, now the next step is what? You tell me, what will be the next step? Processing is done.
We need to concatenate again.
Basically, we need to put it back. So in this case of image, you have to talking about means you have put this particular image back together, correct? Once done, now we have to put it back together now. Okay, so this concept is nothing but our vector stack, nothing but our concatenation itself in the backend. Okay, now the question is, how do we concatenate this array? I'll first do it in 2 dimensions, then we'll come to 3D. Okay, here we have splitted this. Wait, where is it? Okay, let me do it over here. We had an array, something like this. I'll just split this into 2 equal partitions. That is 2 equal partitions. Okay. Now let's say AR1 I'll take, comma AR2. Okay. So something like this, right? So I'll just store this into 2 different variables as well. Okay. So this array, I have done what? Basically, I have splitted this, and there are 2 images, so 2 arrays over here like this. Now the second question is, how do you put it back? Okay, so it's pretty simple. For us to put it back, so np.concat is a function which we actually use over here. Concatenate, right? So np.concatenate. See, if you press shift and tab, you tell me what do you think I need to provide by reading the parameters.
How do you concatenate based rows or columns? That's the one.
See, one thing is we need to provide not just 1 or 2. I'm talking about n number of arrays like this.
Yeah.
You can concatenate, but provide the inputs as a form of a shape, that is as a form of a tuple, and play around with the access, right? So over here, if I want to concatenate these 2 arrays, AR1 and AR2, right? So run this out. See, I'm able to concatenate. Why is it giving us row-wise concatenation? Because by default, the value of your access, which is pre-stored over here, is 0, right? So it is giving you row-level concatenation. Just tell me if I want to know. I don't want row-level concatenation. I want to have column-level concatenation. In that scenario, what do you think I need to do?
Access equals to
Access is equals to 1. Run this out. This will give you a column level concatenation, right? Okay, now coming back to the main question, what I had over here. I had this 2 images. Okay, now you guys have to work on it. Very simple syntax, right? So there is nothing complex at all inside the syntax. So concatenate 2 arrays, play around with the access. That is the only thing which we will be doing it over here. Okay, now these 2 images are present. Okay, help me to concatenate this image one above the other like this. So basically 1 image above the other. So you have 2 images now. So I want first half of the image over here and second half of the image over here like this. I need to concatenate in this manner. Give me the code that will concatenate my data. I'll give you the reference as a syntax. This is the reference as syntax. I need to do row level concatenation or column level concatenation in this case for me to achieve it.
row level concatenation.
Exactly. So can you give me the code? I'll keep my screen over here. Awesome. You have stored those images in IM1 and IM2, right? Vinayaka, Harshita? If you have stored it into IM1 and IM2, awesome. This will work.
Sir, can we use index here in concat?
No, you cannot, Bhavika. Why tell? Because you cannot use the index values at all. It does not allow you to pass at all. See, there's no indexing at all over here.
Okay. Index false like that.
Exactly.
Okay.
Only integer scalar arrays can be allowed. Vinayaka, one question. So
Even I am also getting the same error.
okay. Can you guys quickly share the screen? Any one of you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of the double brackets, I guess. They have to include double brackets.
Oh, yes. Right. So this concatenate, you need to provide it as a form of a tuple.
Okay.
The IM1 and IM2. Exactly. Now run this one.
Keeping show for all of them.
Yeah. Now because you
Okay.
yeah, just comment out the images which you do not want to display. Na? Comment out that I am show
Okay.
over there.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, done.
Okay.
Let me share my screen back. Okay, let me copy and paste any one of you guys' code. So access is equals to 0, of course, right? So this will give me a row level concatenation, and if I want to have a column level concatenation, access will be nothing but our 1 over here. Clear, everybody? Okay, so then I'm going to stop the class. I'll start with pandas series in the next class. One quick thing which I require from my side before you join the next class, please go through these recordings again. Be strong in indexing and slicing. Be strong in the conditionings which we did in the top hand side, right? Be strong over there, and then understand how do you create arrays very clearly, because this is something which we are going to integrate again. At least let's say, for example, some how to calculate and all. If you this is pretty simple, but again, if let's say, for example, this syntaxes and all, if you face difficulties, no, don't worry, because same things we'll be doing it in our pandas class as well. But again, how to create arrays, how to perform indexing and slicing, how to split the data, and how to concatenate it back. Just practice this alone, right? So be strong, and then we'll start with series over there. Okay, so then I'll stop. Let us continue this in tomorrow's class, guys. Sorry, not tomorrow's class. Next week class.
Can you share
Sure.
those 2 files, please?
I have shared it to Karthik because I don't have your drive link. If any one of you guys have the edit access. Anyone? No, right? I'll share it to him again. Just ping him. He will upload it. He might have forgotten it. Okay. Thanks for coming. See you guys next week. Have a great week ahead. Bye
Sir,
bye.
could you please share the notes here?
Here in the Zoom.
Yes, the file.
Okay. Okay. 1 second. Then I'll share it over here as well.
Actually, I have pasted the drive link, so you can try once.
Okay, done. Let me try that one as well. So anyhow, those two notebooks also I have uploaded. Drive link is this Chancellor domain. Let me copy this link. I'll open it in my Google account. This is the drive link, no? So this is where you have this. Okay, I think it is uploaded, right? See, yesterday's notebook is uploaded. Today is not yet.
Yeah, today's.
Yesterday's notebook is uploaded. Okay, this I think he'll upload it. Okay, and datasets folder also he has uploaded it. We'll require this in our next class. Okay, we'll download this and keep it ready. We'll require this in the next class, guys. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Okay then. Thanks for everyone.
Thank
See
you.
you guys.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.